Pardon?
My tank. What did you say?
Pardon?
My
Tank.
Hold on to your butts.
Every time you go, it makes me feel so.
Hey, welcome. We've got this is the draft. What is this? The Pick'em show. The Super Bowl Square number picking show featuring Shane Adrete. Is that how you say that with pronunciation like that?
Yeah, I actually like it that way. It's pretty cool.
And Lord Brafley, first of his name, second of his dingus.
Second.
And first father of baby Oracle.
That's right.
Who will be presiding over some very important decisions in our coming future.
I want to point out that look at this, dude. Look what's going on. Kurt.
Oh, we got a white t-shirt synergy going, and we didn't even know it.
We didn't even plan that. And what are you drinking back there? What is that? Is that?
Well, as you saw in the cold open, we do have a sponsor. This is brought to you by the Cabernet Sauvignon, brought to you in a box. Very convenient, with a little nipple, and from Kirkland, of course. Everything in this house and on these horrible shows we do is sponsored by Kirkland, Shane, just so you know. Eggnogs around the holidays, whiskey around summer, beer, horrible beer.
Kirkland has good vodka, though.
Oh, see, he's ready for Vegas. He's ready for the Vegas house.
Big announcement, Shane's coming to Vegas.
And that was the only thing that was left in Vegas was the Kirkland vodka.
That was the only thing.
The Tito's.
My dad, I think, enjoyed a
we couldn't
bottle.
give away the Kirkland vodka.
All right, first of all, what moves? Have you made any moves, Shane? I better go look at what
Have I made any moves? No, I have not. No trades yet.
Other than the dispersal.
Yeah.
Made some moves in there, I think.
No, I've been talking to some people, but nothing yet. It's kind of hard when you only have like 20 guys on your roster to work with, or like 28.
Yeah, that's what I think. People will condemn you and want you to trade quite a bit, but the fact is you can always make trades just about any time. There's never really too big of a rush, but sometimes.
I mean, I'm sure I'll find a trade soon.
You know, Tennessee Jason in the AFC, he's in a big rush because he's swirling the drain right now. He's in trouble.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure I'll find a trade soon. Just gotta see what's out there.
Oh, it's out there. There's dingus out there.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of teams.
Has anybody been hitting you up in DM? What kind of conversations have been occurring in your background?
I got
and
Dallas
does the
Bryant
GM rhyme with Alice?
Oh, I'm sorry, Brad. Did you hear that? Your old cohort,
sorry,
Dallas Bryan.
I was going to say, does
a lot.
GM rhyme with Alice Ryan?
He just hit me up right now, actually.
Amazing. And what's he doing?
I guess because we're doing a show.
He likes to butter people up. So I imagine it's a 10-1. He's kind of giving you a written hand job on Slack right now. What's he saying? Tell us. Divulge
he's actually mad that I won't do a trade.
Yes. We do get temper tantrum Brian once in a blue moon. It's pretty rare.
Who is he trying?
Let's see.
Who's he trying to unload? Is he trying to unload that shitty running back he's got in Philly?
No running backs. Looks like I don't know. I've been just seeing what he's got. Mostly wide receivers, I guess.
Yeah, well.
You should tell him you'll take Miles Sanders off his hand for like a fourth.
Yeah, I already tried.
What picks do you have this
I
year?
only have like fourth rounders, really.
Fourth rounders.
The draft, all the first rounders went really fast.
So your team was Andy's, and Andy's story was that he had a team that was better than the team that he ended up with by about like twofold, right? Wasn't that the deal? What was his deal? Did you look through his transactions, Shane?
Yeah, I was talking to Dan, DC Dan Taylor, and he was like, "Oh, you should check out his transactions. They were pretty bad." So I went through, and I'm like, "Oh wow, that guy got rid of like his whole team for nothing."
For nothing. And he thought he was making a run, which he sort of didn't make happen at all, right?
Didn't he?
Yeah,
Get,
he had
like last place or no?
he had Pat Mahomes at one point. Well, no, he was like a game or two shy of the playoffs, I think.
Oh,
Sure,
there
paying Robert Woods a lot of money.
was some
Not too
talent.
bad. 10 million. Julio Jones, 25 million. Got him another year, right?
yeah. The dispersal was kind of weird. It was going. I don't know. Well, I had the first pick, so I got McCaffrey, which is always nice. But
Oh,
when all
you
the
ended up with
first
CMC,
round
right?
picks started going. I just
Yeah,
started
he got
just to build a
CMC.
team to try to win.
Nicole
now, I
Hardman,
guess.
he's got.
He won the draft then if he's got CMC.
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, just the disparity between that player and anyone else in there, I think, was pretty great.
He picked up your boy, Miles Garrett. You guys are Eskimo brothers with Miles.
Yeah.
Can't go without him.
Ooh, you got Khalil Mack, as our friend, as Baby Shitbird would say, Kali Mack.
Yeah.
Shane, as we go through questions for you, we'll just give you facts about the league. We'll give you fact number one. We call this guy Shitbird, El Raven, Matt. He's a good buddy of mine. I go way back, like 20 years. Known him for a long time. So I get it to call him these fun names, but so does everybody else. So feel free to jump in. And anytime he's annoying, you call him a Shitbird. He loves it. It really motivates him, I think. Right, Brad?
That's right. And
He's going to
speaks.
Vegas, right?
He speaks as well as he spells. So
Okay.
keep an eye out for that. He might try to hit you up for Travis Kelce if you have him on your roster.
Yeah, he loves Kels.
Travis Kelce, yeah.
He's that's funny. All right, what did you pick up here in linebackers? You got some fun stuff, right? You got Freddie Warner.
I got Warner with like my second pick.
Yeah, that's pretty good right there.
I got Alexander late.
So Kurt, I've got here some numbers. I'm gonna
Alright,
cut
I like
this up
it.
and put them in a receptacle of some sort.
Yes.
And if you want to do the same, I'll do like the top row. You can do the side row, something along those lines. Looks like you hit off that bullshit.
All right, welcome back. Here we
Okay,
go.
here it is.
Got a dice cup.
And I've got this.
I'm gonna shake this around. What side am I doing? Are we just going back? What are we doing?
So we're gonna go. I mean, this is where we decide, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Do you
let's
want the top or the left?
go. Flip a coin?
guess-
You got a coin
I
nearby?
guess you are
Shane,
Kansas
you got a
City,
coin
though.
nearby?
Huh?
Who's got a
Do I
coin
have
now?
a coin? No, I don't.
Well, I think
I can go get
he
one
is
real
actually
fast.
Kansas City, so he should do the top. And we'll go.
Okay, I'll do the top.
We'll go left to right, top down,
Okay.
and I guess I'll write down what the results are.
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing to do.
Oh, I got a notification. Some porn's finished downloading. I'll be right back.
All right.
You want me to start this thing?
You're going first, so this is
All
gonna
right,
be
here we
the
go. First little
off.
number here. What do we got?
Oh
It's
my
gonna be
God.
backwards
Can't
on my
see
screen.
it.
There you go. It's a 7.
7.
7.
It's a 7. Wow. Banger right out of the gate.
All right.
I
Lid's
have
on.
no squares over there. Kyle has a bunch.
Here we go. We got a number. We'll put the lid back on. Make sure no other numbers get inside there, because you only want those. Oh my
This
God.
is bad TV, dude.
No
7.
way.
Oh my
Is
God.
it
Got that,
F on here?
he's got that first freaking square, man.
That first square is looking pretty good.
It's Kyle's. All right. The next one. Big 6-0.
6.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a highly sophisticated chain. It's like how they count the Oscar votes.
It's true.
Hey, I'm sorry, but he didn't want to say on live TV because it's right here, but Brad has the 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I didn't.
6-3
I didn't know
now.
where you guys were going.
All right.
Yeah, they will eternally call me a cheater. So
Forever.
I put the stuff in the turtle. Just keep it.
Shane, when we started this league, your buddy Dallas Bryan and my buddy, my Lord Brafley, they got the first pick in the.
Well, no,
draft. So they
no. Wade got it, and Wade traded it to Brian.
Oh.
Wade was like, Zeke's. He said something. I think the quote was something like, "Zeke's are born every minute." And then he went on to trade that pick for. Oh god, I think Jarvis Landry was involved. I don't remember. I don't remember the full haul, if you want to call it that.
All right, third number on the top here. It went 7-6, and now we see a. What do we got? What do we got? Number one.
One.
1-1-1. All right.
Turtle shell is coming off.
What you got? What you got?
I've got a 1 as
Oh,
well.
1. Oh.
Crazy. That's a horrible square. Good job, Wade.
You 21.
You just jinxed Wade with that Zeke story, and then he gets 1-1. Good job.
That's horrible.
Shane, you'll hear a lot about Wade and potatoes. It's a whole.
Wade
thing.
got 1-1.
It's a 9.
A 9.
9 years alive.
All right.
Man, Shitbird has a square with a 7 in it. I don't like it. And a 9. I don't like it. What do you got there?
Kyle got a 7-2 though, right?
Yeah, Kylie did.
2.
2.
Numero 2, dude.
Great number not to have.
You never know. Remember that Broncos Super Bowl where he threw it right into the back of the end zone? Got a safety right off the gate.
8. 8.
All right, here we go.
What's your prediction for the Super Bowl? What you got there, Brad?
I've got a 0.
Got a 0. All right. Yep. Ah, bullshit. 0.
Dude, miles apart, shirts, same, drawing again, the same thing. I'm gonna shake this up, dude. You have a shaker, you're not even shaking it.
I'm shaking it.
Are you shaking it?
I'm shaking it.
Alright. This one is actually in the shape of like an origami swan. Pretty dope.
That's a
Pretty
pretty
dope.
little spot. That's
Didn't
cool.
mean to. And that, sir, is a 6.
I like the little underline. So Shane has a 6-7 there running.
The 6 is important, or the underline's important. You gotta do that.
Underline's important. All right, here we go.
Those
Shake.
aren't bad numbers.
Nope, not bad at all. What do we got here? Boys and
Let's
girls.
see.
Ooh, we got ourselves 4.
Alright. I see your 4,
Let's go.
and I raise you 4. That would be cool. Let's see.
Do you
Now-
get your nails done? Those are nice looking nails. Like Manny's Betty's, bro. Pretty good looking. You see, Shane, this is why we do this on video. You never know that about him. That he gets Manny's Betty.
That's
What was your number?
True.
9?
9. Like the infamous Beatles song.
That's in 40 freaking 9ers. It's okay, here we go. Blah, 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 blah.
I know, I like your lines underneath the numbers though. Like,
Dude, you have to. You can't just guess. So this guy's over here guessing, oh, it's a 6 or a 9.
Fucking nerd. I know what my 6s and 9s look like. It's totally different there. 5. 5. Nick got a 5. 5-7 for Nick. I hope you win, Nick. No, really. Nobody hopes you win, Nick. Has Chicago Bears been sliding into your DMs at all, Shane?
Let me check. I don't think so.
5. You pulled a
5.
5?
Dude.
I pulled a 5.
Hey, Dallas has 5-5. What a great score for Dallas. Good luck, buddy.
That's the end of game score right there. That's 35 to.
That's 35 to 25. The most famous Super Bowl score ever. Oh, threesers.
3. All right. So who's got the 3-3? Because that's the one you want, especially in a defensive game.
in the defensive game, that would be it.
I don't think Chiefs played defense though.
They stopped Derrick Henry. They did okay.
Yeah.
This thing's a
4. It's a 4.
it's a 4. It's an 8.
It's an 8. So then your last one should be that 4, unless you don't know how to count. Which, if this was Matt on the video, Shane, we have to ask these questions.
Sure enough, 4.
Oh, it's a 4. Oh, woo! All right. These are
So
the official
your last
numbers.
number was
My last number was a 2. Brother.
2. Yep. All right.
Can I post
Cool.
this or what?
Yeah, I will post this after this commercial break. Boom.
We don't need any of that. So how about this? How
All right.
about our Super Bowl takes? All right, Shane, who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl? Who do you want to win? And why?
I guess I'd want the Niners to win. Just so as a Rams fan, I don't feel as bad losing to a team in our division. But I don't know.
Interesting
I just-
take. I might have to look at it that way if that actually comes true, instead of doing the alternative, which was bungee jumping via my neck off of the closest Kalihi bridge, because that would be horrifying. I mean, as a Rams fan, Shane, we lost the big one last year, and if these putzes walk in and win it, ugh. All right. So who do you think is going to win it?
Who do I think? I think Chiefs are gonna win it, like 35-17.
All right, let's write it. Let's put it on the board. We're saying that Shane thinks 35-17. Holy shit, Shane.
Who has those numbers, by the way?
Oh.
Shane.
5
maybe
and 7.
you or-
Who has
I
the old 5
probably
and
have
7?
those numbers, huh? I probably have
He
those.
subliminally called out his own.
So Kansas City would be the old 5, and the old 7 is going to be Nick. Sons of bitches. All right, Brad, who do you want to win it versus who do you think will win it?
First of all, I want anyone but the Patriots to win it, so I'm happy already. Can't complain. Who do I think is going to win it? I think the Chiefs are going to win it. And I just don't think that Jimmy Garoppolo, I think he's going to get called upon to do something in the game, and he's not going to have a fucking clue. And his only experience at that level is on the bench behind Tom Brady, knowing he didn't have to do shit all game.
Wow. All right.
I think he is a fraud.
Wow.
I think the defense is going to have to completely shut down Andy Reid, which is not out of the question. It can and has been done. But, I think that at some point Jimmy's going to have to throw the ball, and it's not going to look very, very good at all.
You
Wow.
could throw 80 yards. That might win it. He threw 77 last game.
Yeah, well.
It sounds like we
I
got a
think,
closet fucking Niner fan in my midst, and I'm not liking this at all. I thought
I
he came
think
in
that-
under the guise of being a hardcore Angels Rams fan, but all of a sudden he's made 2 straight comments that are pro 49er, and I'm like, oh, he should just join the other 7 total morons that are in our league that like the Niners for whatever ridiculous reasons. Ooh, God damn it.
I think that anyone can throw it 70 yards on the right day, with the right conditions. I just don't think – I think that wouldn't summarize his career total. Like everything I've seen from him, I don't think, oh, that 75-yard pass. I think of all the other stuff that he's done, which has been very, very mediocre.
All right, so
I
Shane,
think
why
he's gonna
will
Agreed.
KC win?
Why
He's
will?
Brad's saying Garoppolo won't get it done when called for. So, and he obviously thinks, well, Brad, what's your score on this game? You didn't call a score.
I'm
yet.
going to say it's going to be 35 Chiefs to, hold on, let me see where that lands. I think it's going to be,
He has to
I think
look
it's
for
going to be
his name.
35-10, right on like the veiny part of the Kurt Dick dingus on this chart.
The dingus.
That's like
is
right
the
at the
Funny.
beginning of the shaft,
Okay.
bottom, lower vein, lower.
I mean, I guess my summary is pretty easy. It is SF wins the game. I don't want that. I think that I want KC to win. In my head, SF is going to actually win in sort of potentially a weird-looking landslide, like a two-score game that Mahomes and crew just can't get the rhythm in the fourth quarter that they're going to need to come back. I'm looking at like over 6 yards per carry in the last 5-6 games for San Francisco with like 8 yards per carry. It's like, where did their offensive line come from all of a sudden? And it's against some good defensive lines. And Casey's defensive line has struggled against the run. Spagnuolo has either gone first or last in defense like a bunch. So I'm like, man, San Francisco's defense is not only clicking and believes, even though that guy is a whoops, I don't think I should say that. Should edit that out. Bleep.
Oh, what?
So it's like, even though those guys up there don't have much experience, I think that they have just enough. I have a weird feeling that they win this game because of this run game and this stout defense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just enough coverage, just enough to cover what Mahomes is going to do. Like, if they get to Mahomes and make him nervous, I mean, I don't know. And I think Garoppolo is going to service Kittle, and there's a couple other guys who'll get it out there. But when you're running the ball 8 yards a carry through the playoffs, that is like insanity. What other teams have done that?
Yeah, they've gotten by on the run for sure. I think Kittle has seen the ball all of 2 times this entire playoff run.
So what do you think then will happen like on Sunday? Yeah. Then it'll be like 7 Kittle catches because there's no real tape on him in this new system. So here's the thing that I heard, and it was from the guy King, Peter King probably, and he was getting interviewed, and they're like, so what's the deal with Shanarat? And he said, listen, Shanarat's been around. He looks like a rat, Shane. I see your inquisitive look. Why is Kirk calling Fran Shitsko head coach Kyle Shanarat a rat? Well, he looks like one, like from the side of
the rat family.
On the side
of the rat family.
Anyway, this guy's been around football his whole life, and he's always been like a real analytics guy in terms of how the field operation works. Not like the bullshit that Josh won't ever coach with, but more like on the field. Like, he was one of the guys, like along with McVay, that are squishing the short side of the field with the most players to give themselves all that spacing and blah, yada, yada. This guy's brilliant. But unlike McVay, he's not like baiting on teams that have all of a sudden figured out their system. Nobody's really figured out like how to stop them necessarily. So that's the worry, because the Rams, the last 2 years heading into playoffs, they had consequential stops versus very good defenses of like the front 8. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, fuck, that team shuts down the play action. Like, no problem, because they can play man. And all of a sudden it changes it. So that's what I'm looking at. San Francisco winning in a weird kind of like Kansas City was almost there, but not enough. Richard Sherman getting another fucking ring and being the catalyst for taking Bosa, these young guys, all the way through. I hate it. I want to throw up. It's the worst thing. I need more. I can't. I don't know. I'm sorry. I got to throw up. This is the worst thing. Now, what do I want, Shane? Oh, my gosh. In the year that San Francisco was going up against Baltimore in the Super Bowl, the year before that and the year before that, they had gotten Harbaugh. And all these Niner fans around me, including shitbird Matt Vasquez, champion, Lord Maffrey, champion of the IFL. When they were in such a low point. When they got Harbaugh, they were like, oh, I don't know about this guy. I'm like, you're stupid. This guy's going to be great for your team because he's a Stanford guy. He knows what he's doing, and he'll attract the right type of player. And then he goes out and gets Kaepernick, and I was gambling a lot of Hawaii at that time because we had some pretty sweet quarterbacks. So it was really fun to be gambling them. And I'm looking at this guy like slinging the ball down the field, Kaepernick, and then they go and pick him up. And Niner fan is lamenting, oh, my God, I can't believe we picked this guy up. I can't believe that's going to be our quarterback after Cricket Smith and whatever. And then he gets the job, takes Alex Smith's job, and then makes the playoffs. And then the next year they go to the conference championship and lose. And then the next year they go to the Super Bowl. So that year that they go to the Super Bowl, I actually made a bet with a buddy, and I got 2-1 odds. And I bet that in preseason, I bet that San Francisco would lose the Super Bowl. And that's what I wanted in my heart. And that's what happened, Shane. It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Second to the Rams Super Bowl in '99, when I could just.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive. Okay, so now this year, is that going to happen? Are the lights going to go out at halftime and then Mahomes is going to stage a comeback a la Joe Flacco. For God's sake. That was a good defense.
Dude. The Flacco, weren't they like pretty dominant throughout that game? I remember Flacco had like the game of anyone's career that Super Bowl. Maybe it was even just that whole playoff run. I remember. I just remember like Ray Rice went crazy, and then obviously
I think
I
he had a
think-
rough start.
Kareem Hunt unfolds.
I think the key in this game is going to be the second quarter because the Chiefs have come back every game in the second quarter, and that's like their quarter that they have the best point differential. So if the Niners can hold them, they have a shot to win. But if the Chiefs do what they do in the second quarter and just score, 21 points or whatever, I think it's over.
You also
Because-
remember too what teams were doing to Kansas City early in the year with owning the clock and just running it and just chewing it up and keeping Andy and them off the field. I don't know. I think this is a team that can.
That's going to be easy to do. Like, so I'm looking at. I mean, I think 35 is a score that's going to happen, but I think that's going to happen for them. I think it's going to be like 35-34.
For who? For the Niners?
San Francisco. I mean, but it's going to be like I want to say actually, you know, I want to say
I just
like
don't see the Niners scoring that much.
I think we get a low
Really?
scoring game, and I think it's going to be all about just eating clock and going to commercial a lot. A lot of commercials, dude. We're going to see a lot.
what year did
Like Brad said earlier, though, if they could stop Derrick Henry, what makes
That's
me
what
think
I'm
they
saying.
can't
I mean,
stop the Niners running? Because Derrick Henry's better than any of those Niners running backs.
You know why?
so-
Because they kind of figured out here's what's going on with Derrick Henry, and here's how we're going to stop it. And they just covered deep downfield, and it really put a lot of pressure on him. I think the issue here is more like they have a multifaceted running back attack along with a fullback that comes out of the backfield and catches a fucking 37-yard pass in the first game of the playoffs, or like in the game to get into the playoffs, he caught one. And he did that against the Browns. I mean, it's just like, wow, this guy's got a lot of these plays that end up with, the fifth fucking string wide receiver all of a sudden has 2 catches for 70 yards.
Right?
And then, so I don't know. I just,
Kevin Coleman showed up all of a sudden. Like, where's he
Yes.
been?
I have no confidence in KC's defense. And Spagnuolo
Yeah.
was a Ram defensive coordinator, and then he was a head coach, and then he went to the Giants, and he did really well with them. I think he won a ring with the Giants on defense, technically. So it's like hard to say, and he's kind of turned it around, they say, in the last half of the season. But that always is like, in the last half of the season, the Rams looked really good on their offensive line last year, and then they faced a really good defensive line, and they fucking look like shit. So
Do you
I
think
kind of feel like that's maybe what they're up. I don't want to watch that though.
Do you
I'm
think
just
that
gonna-
Shanarat is going to get in his own head about like the previous Super Bowl appearance he made, where they fucking blew that lead, and he's going to like?
No, I have a feeling that really was
uncharacteristic.
have we ever heard the real gritty story on that? Were those his play calls, or was Dan Quinn saying I want to burn clock and not be aggressive? I mean, I think
Sure.
Shanarat's. That's the thing. I think he's continued to be aggressive every game all season. So
Ever since he's like,
ever
I ain't
since,
going-
so
I ain't
maybe
going back
he's
there.
never gonna let up.
I think this game's just going to come down to Jimmy G having to pull out a Tom Brady, basically, and show everyone he's a good quarterback. 'cause
that's what I'm.
he hasn't
waiting
had
to see that.
to do anything this whole playoff, so it's basically been his defense. So
Yeah,
I don't know if this defense can really stop Mahomes and keep him to 21 points, but
I
I
traded
think Jimmy G is going to
Johnson.
have to drop at least 3 touchdowns.
Wow, it's drop 3. Has to drop 3.
yeah, and the
I
thing
think
is,
that
though,
you'll have
those three will come from
Kittle running
can
back
get 2 touchdowns
touchdowns.
easily.
those 3 will come from like the 26-yard line or something like that. It's gonna be dink and dunk. He's gonna do what his father Tom saw. He saw Tom do it all his career. Just like, oh shit, here tight end. Oh, here running back. You tapping that
Yeah.
up?
Probably.
Well, just think
Mustard
about
will
what
get
year. What year did
40
Jimmy G
yarder.
come into the league, boys? He came in 2008, right? Or no?
5
What
years
year
ago?
was Jimmy G?
I gotta go hit my box real quick. I'll be back.
Jimmy G? Probably like 5 years ago?
2014. Good memory. I didn't know that. I had to look it up. So he goes right to New Orleans, right? He's sitting behind Tom Brady. Who do they have in 2014? They have Gronkowski. Did they also have Hernandez in 14 or no? He was 12. So
Yeah, 12.
he is in a platform that is doing multiple running
Edelman.
backs and a lot of tight end heavy and not too much downfield stuff because they just don't need to. So Man, I hate it. I don't know why I'm convincing myself that
That was
they're going
what
to win.
too. Edelman and Wes Welker too.
Yeah. It's freaking SFO team. I'm telling you. He's got some good numbers.
Who does?
So you
Jimmy
think
G.
35-34?
Okay, look at this. They scored 37 points against shitty Green Bay, right? Which Green Bay and Kansas City's defense, I mean, I could almost not tell them apart. If I were to close my eyes and you were to ask me which one was better, I'd be like, I don't know that answer.
Yeah, they're actually very similar. They both have pretty good pass rush and not a whole lot else.
Jimmy G had 8 attempts and they scored 37 points. It just
Green Bay has a better middle linebacker, obviously, in Blake.
Yeah, and then Rodgers had that fluke fumble off
Yeah.
that snap. That kind of.
So that could be a 14-point swinger, you're saying, right? So you're saying 37 plus.
I mean,
so you could
even
say
if they go 4 down, so they'll punt it to like the 10. So
30 to 27, you're thinking it could have looked a little closer, maybe. And then they scored 27 against Minnesota. He only needed to throw 19 times. Seattle, they beat him 26-21. And then they beat the Rams 34. These are end-of-season games. That Seattle win, they needed to get first place, so that was pretty consequential. They did lose to Atlanta, but I think that was
Atlanta beat some weird teams this year, though, too.
Yeah.
Atlanta had no business winning a lot of those games, dude.
I hate Atlanta.
They get whooped by
make me
like
scared
the
of shit.
Dolphins or something, and then they win the,
Dude,
beat the Niners
the
or
Dolphins.
something like that.
They're the Dolphins that people expected to win a couple, though. But they did pull off some Dolphin wins. Like
They went on a
against the
4-game
Saints.
win streak to like save everybody's job at the end of the season. Panthers,
I
Niners,
hate that.
Jets, and Bucks.
I fucking hate that.
Otherwise, the whole place would have been fired.
Yeah, let the heads roll, dude. They are who they are. Let's do it.
Dirk Cotter and fucking Dan Quinn.
Dirk Potter. We already do we need to see more of him? We know what's going on.
No, dude, I'm pretty
Who
sold.
are
I
you?
don't need to see any
Who
more
are
of
you,
that fucking-
El Raven with Dirk Cotter? His name is Dirk Cutter, dude.
Listen, dude, that guy does not deserve the respect for me to learn it. And unlike Raven, I'm doing it on purpose.
Well, I'll give you that.
Falling in love at the blink of an eye in the middle of the night, cause you gave me the time, yeah. We falling in love at the blink of an eye in the middle of the night, cause you gave me the sign, yeah. You my friend, I'm never lonely. My love and one and only. We'll make memories of every moment. You my friend, I'm never lonely. My love and one and only. Let's make a memory out of every moment.
I think that meat is sexual harassment. I can't go out and barbecue right now because I'll be standing in the fucking snow, dude. How does this LA barbecue work?
We use sous vide and then we sear inside on a cast iron.
Uh-huh. See, you and your sous vide. See, Josh drove me off the sous vide once he started doing it. I was like, okay, if Josh likes it, it can't be good.
Yeah, but I don't think Josh is still doing it. Give us a Josh update.
Did you see the other day he took a photo with Booger, dude?
Really?
Hey, Booger. Okay, great topic.
Oh, yeah.
Great topic.
Oh,
Okay,
I
we're going to
hate
segue
Booger.
into my favorite topic, which Brad just brought up because of Josh, and it's Booger McFarland. Shane, in less than a tweet, tell me what you feel about Booger McFarland and his announcing skills on ESPN.
Get off TV.
Get him off TV. Okay, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good tweet.
Check it out, dude. I just posted it to you in the chat room there.
So Booger is on Dan Patrick or Dan Lebitard, who is an ESPN patsy, but he still considers himself a journalist. So he said, Booger, we really like you, but what are you going to do for America? And Booger's like, I'm an athlete. I take criticism. He goes, what did you do with the Booger Mobile? He goes, I think it's disassembled and I hope it is. That was a good idea that just doesn't work. He goes, well, you really held on to it a long time. And he goes, I agree. He goes, so what are you going to do? Because it sounds like ESPN's bringing him back. They go, what are you going to do next year? And he goes, I need to have more of me come out and it be less of the broadcast. And I was like, less of the broadcast and more of you. Oh, fuck, we're in trouble. But I actually, what's funny is I sort of like the guy. But, nobody likes me. So
I don't know. Hey, you never asked me how I felt.
Oh.
I'm feeling now I'm feeling a little jaded, a little hurt. I'm a little hurt by Kurt, dude. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you how I feel. I think the biggest mistake he ever made was letting Jason Witten get fired. The minute Witten was gone, it shined a light on Booger. Now Booger is the weak link. And Booger's out there exposed. He's in the booth now. Oh, shit. No, he needed to be outdoors. You got to keep Booger outside. You can't put him in a box, man. You can't put him in a box.
I like that. Yeah.
The minute Jason
That's a
went back
good
to
theory.
football, this dude should have gone back to football. He said, I'm with Witten wherever he's at.
I just emailed Josh at a private email address that I'm sure he hates that I know. And I said, you are an absolute unit. Booger.
Unit. Do you realize in this photo here that Josh is taking with Booger, it's the most insincere opportunity for a photo that can ever be taken, probably ever.
This
Josh
looks
is
like a lot of the
totally
photos
trolling
I've
him
had
in
with
real
Josh.
life now.
This looks like a lot of the photos I've had with Josh. So, I mean, I'm happy. I'm taking a photo with Josh, and then I get home, and then I look at Josh, and he looks like the evil villain from fucking Dalmatians.
Yeah, but you realize that the Booger thinks this dude actually likes me. I'm here to take a photo with him. He's a fan. But the whole thing is a troll job. Top down, Josh's entire account is a Booger troll account. And I'm just not here for it. I think Booger's actually decent. Like I said, I think he needs a weaker link to be paired with.
Well, Booger's wearing Lacoste, and Josh is wearing unbranded Kirkland. So, I don't know what to tell you. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I miss him so much. I can't stand that. Like the league drove him out. How dare they try to make him set his roster and show up for things?
Yeah, well.
It's just like.
Oh, that's gonna have to be redacted, son. That's redacted, sir.
Redacted. Oh, in our next segment, we have a redacted.
You just got redacted on this episode.
Motherfucking unit. Look at this unit.
This unit. But look at his eyes. Like he knows that he's like, I can't wait to get to my Twitter account to post this and bash Booger. It hurts, man.
Did he bash him?
Is there a day gone by that he hasn't put out a negative Booger tweet, especially on like, what is it, Mondays? What is Booger part of? Monday Night Football?
Yeah. Monday Night Football, yeah.
Yeah, every Monday it's Booger Hate Central on Josh's Twitter, man. I hate it.
I wonder how Booger would be with Chris Berman. That'd be interesting.
Berman needs that halftime. He just needs that like quick little segue. He's like the El Raven. He's the El Raven that gets it though. He's like, I'm gonna keep this down to just a halftime. You know.
Look at that fucking sequence I just dropped on General, bro. Yes.
Dude.
I need to scroll this down and fucking send this to Josh right fucking now. Oh my god, dude. I'm keeping this guy
like singing his praises.
I miss him, man. I did invite him to Vegas. I cannot wait. I hope he can actually make it. No matter how that makes people.
Josh is great. He's just not good at fantasy football.
Hey, so can you let me see, how do I ask? So Josh's job starts soon for he's been working with the Ravens, I heard.
No, he was in the box with their analytics guy during the playoff game they lost.
Oh, that's not good.
No, he was cringing because they were all cringing because none of it was working during the thing. So they were like live watching their plan fail. And he expressed that to me that it wasn't a good time.
Fucking Kyle. Let's get Kyle in here. Hold on.
Get him in here.
All right.
We're taking callers, Dan. Something we've never done on this program. If you can call it a program. Honestly, Shane, when you see this, when we're done with it, it's going to have so much polish and pewter. You're going to be like, I don't recognize being on that show.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, no, this thing's it's a monument to this league.
Shane, are you enjoying the league so far? Are you having fun, or is it just?
Oh yeah, I like that activity. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
So besides Dallas Bryan trying to get up on your business, you know what's funny? Has Carolina Nils communicated with you at all?
He sent a lot of trades over. He doesn't talk that much, but he sends like 2 every other day, I would say.
All right, so
Yeah,
let me
envious.
tell you,
I'm
everyone's a
envious
little
of that.
different with these trade offers, Shane, and
And
sometimes these guys are going to use it against
I was just gonna say his DM messages are like, I don't even know, like novels basically, but at least he admitted it before. So
Well, here's the thing. I'll give you a little tip. Keep them on your good side, and by way of at least communicating with them, right? Because me, I have my own way of dealing with things, and it is the shitty trade ethics class that I run. It's just a 101 class. Everybody can do it for free. But basically, if you send me a shitty enough trade that is so shitty, it's going to sit there. I'm not even going to reject it. Now on Slack, when people are like, "Oh, I don't like this guy. He doesn't respond to my trades." I'm like, "Well, what trade was it?" And it's a ridiculous trade. I go, "Yes, I do not respect my time being wasted, so I don't respect rejecting that trade." Now, if it's a semi okay trade, I reject it with no counter. And if it's getting closer, I'll actually DM the guy because I'm afraid to counter. That's a me thing. But I'll DM the guy and say, "We're getting close."
I do that too, actually.
And at that point, he would DM Luke and go, "Luke, what's the plan, bro? What's the plan? I'm lost."
So,
And then
So
Luke
the
would go,
funny thing is with that, so he sent me like a trade. I was like, it's kind of bad, so I countered, and I thought it was just like for shits and giggles, like another bad trade. But he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna think it over. I'm kind of drunk right now, though, so I may accept it." I'm like, "Oh,
"Oh,
okay."
that's a honey dick right
who
there."
is the Denver David of the NFC? Is it Detroit Nate? Who's the drunk trader over there?
I think it's New Orleans, but he hasn't paid his fees yet, so he's like kind of teetering. I think
Ivan?
he
Yvonne?
literally is drinking alongside David throughout the day.
He is not. And by the way, I said Ivan and you said Yvonne. That's pretty funny because
Who said
that's what Mark
Yvonne?
said.
Yvonne.
You said Yvonne? I'm like, I don't know. We'll have to
No.
ask.
You know who said it was the other day on Mark's show. He said Yvonne or something. He said something. He said it some weird British way. And I was
Oh yeah,
like,
I think he said like terrible Yvonne.
Yvonne, yeah.
Or Yvonne
like-
the terrible.
Kind of like
Yvonne
how
the terrible.
Ian,
That's what it was.
Ian is like Ian or Ian over there.
I got a
think
problem.
so.
They don't do anything right.
Watch this. Listen to this.
They're like
Yeah.
the old Raven of.
Hey, hey, you're on speakerphone with a bunch of my buddies. What's going on?
So I just looked at my phone and Tito got picked up by Deanna from down the street. What the fuck is going on?
Oh yeah. Well, Tita.
I'm not fucking okay with this. Tell me what happened, like right fucking now.
Well,
Can we
he's
get
home.
Who's Tito?
He's home. Tito's my dog.
We need
This
back
guy.
number.
Yeah, I know he's home. Deanna told me that he is home. Where the fuck was my dog?
He was running around the neighborhood, Shannon.
Why?
Hold on.
Why?
Well, I just want to recall that we are live recording on Skype.
Hold on. Has El Raven moved to Hawaii yet?
Care about my dog. What the fuck? I leave for 24 hours and you cannot take care of my dog? Where is he right this second?
He's right next to me, but
He's on the
technically
show.
you left less than 12 hours ago. So technically,
How the fuck did you lose my dog?
well, I did my age-old technique of leaving the doors open, and the gate wasn't closed. So I got a notification from the little whistle GPS that said Tito is now home, and I said, "Wow, that's weird. That must mean the dog was wandering around." So then I go outside and I start hunting around for him, and then the whistle tells me he's a couple hundred feet from home, and I'm like, "Oh, look, he's running towards Opeka Falls." And I'm like, "All right, well, I'll just drive over there." And then Deanna got him.
Okay, do you understand like how much my stomach is in my throat right now? Like I assume that you are
This is such good radio.
you're taking care of my dog. Like I know it's Kurt.
It's my dog.
Like seriously,
It's not your dog.
fucking
It's my
leave
dog.
for less than 24 fucking hours and you can't even like take care of my dog? Like I'm so
He's right here.
Tell her this is only going to get worse when El Raven moves to Hawaii. The dog is going to be abducted.
Like this is not okay.
I don't think it's bullshit. He's gotten away from me before. It's not a big deal. I always get him back.
Oh, that's who it was.
He's like a yo-yo.
Like, oh my god, like I just got this notification that my dog is.
I sent you a text.
And she texted me and said, "Hey, we have your dog." I'm not okay with it.
part of this is gonna get redacted
Well,
to make it seem worse.
It's not fucking funny.
It's kind of funny. It's a dog. They get away.
It's not fucking funny.
It's funny. All right. Ooh. Uh-oh. Call ended, fuckers. You're in trouble.
You're in the doghouse, sir. Can we get some music on this? Boom, boom. Music is happening.
That's pretty good.
And also, you know what? There he
You
is.
see him? Look at that little fucker right down there.
He looks like he's tuckered out from running around the neighborhood, dude.
Bro, he's such a neighborhood dog. Like, she's like, yeah, I called him and he came over. Like,
Has she ever seen, I know this is a cat, but has she ever seen the show Heathcliff, dude? That dude's always outside the yard. You know what I mean?
She's having an issue.
Cadillac
Like,
cat.
issue. Let me, to be clear, the issue is she didn't answer her phone. If she had answered her phone, she would have known that we had already had the dog. So she got all hyped up because she listened to messages and whatnot. So
I'm going to go ahead and say that part of that is definitely going to be redacted to make it sound worse for you.
totally, she hung up on me.
That part, I can't take that out.
Hey, she's everybody now.